Ladies and gentlemen, in 1956, the British government captured Dedan Kimathi Washuri and executed him and buried him in a secret grave at Kimathi Maximum Prison. And now 67 down years the line, Mukami Kimathi breathed her last. She died at Nairobi Hospital. And Kenya Kwanza, in an effort to outwit Raila Amolo Odinga, moved in very fast. And before Raila knew it, Gachagua, Moses Kuria, and the woman rep in Nyandarua were in the Lee funeral home just to steal the show, just to get the clout. Who doesn't know that since William Samoei Ruto came into power, he has never mentioned the name of Field Marshal Dedan Kimathi. He has never even mentioned the names of our heroes and heroines. Who doesn't know that Kenya Kwanza has been very harsh on Mama Ngina Kenyatta and her already woman friend who was also a heroine? Is it Muthoni? Yeah. The other day, we saw Rigathi Gachagua attacking Mama Ngina Kenyatta, telling her that she can even donate her land. And it was very, very bad for this country. And when I saw the way this government has been treating our freedom fighters, our heroes and heroines, I remembered that Mwai Kibaki tried his best. Mwai Kibaki is the one who constructed the statue that is between Kimathi and Mama Ngina, just around Hilton. That junction between that junction of Kimathi Street and Mama Ngina, just around Hilton Hotel, you can be able to see a bronze statue of Dedan Kimathi holding traditional weapons. And it is these weapons that killed over 100 soldiers. So the Field Marshal is the first person who organized what we would call a war council that was able to face the British soldiers and killed so many British civilians and soldiers. More than 1,000 soldiers were killed by this group of Dedan Kimathi. And now, for 67 years, the government did not even recognize the efforts of Dedan Kimathi. I think Mwai Kibaki tried because he's the one who constructed that statue. Again, we can say that it is Mwai Kibaki who came up with the Dedan Kimathi University when it was given a charter, I think, before he left office. And Mwai Kibaki had passion for these heroes and heroines. Remember the era, that Madhege, yule mtu ambaye alikuwa ametoka Ethiopia, Madhege is a freedom fighter who disappeared many years ago, never to be seen again. But people say that alikuwa ameenda Ethiopia, kwa hivyo tuliona kina Koigwa Mwele wakienda wakaleta yule jamaa, alikuwa anaitwa nani? Yule mzee, wakamweka katika hoteli, but Kibaki realized that it was not Madhege. So Kibaki tried, truth be told. And you remember, the Mau Mau had been classified as terrorists by the British. And it is Kibaki who actually lifted that ban and declared Mau Mau as heroes and heroines. And that is the birth of the Mashujaa. And when you look at this country, I remember in 1996, Kabado Akabado, James Orego, Paul Mwite and others visited our mother, or is it a grandmother, Mukami Kimathi in Jabine. And vision, the government was able to give the lady something called monthly stipends. And because you see, Moi was not even bothered by this kind of people. And you see, when we say that people like Raila Amolo Odinga have played a very big role, it is because we know that if it is Raila Amolo Odinga who took over the country, I believe our freedom fighters, our heroes and heroines, even during the second liberation, wagetabuliwa, wagepewa nafasi yao. And again, I remember when I saw Gachagua, when I saw Moses Kuria, and the woman rep from Nyandarua at the Lead Funeral Home, I realized that what is motivating them is because they feel that they have not done enough. You see, the guilty will always be afraid. They have not done anything. They have neglected our heroes and heroines. I know of many people who are beyond 90. In fact, I know of several wazee ambao wakona zaidi ya miaka 90, and they don't get even the government stipends. And you can imagine a man at the age, and a woman at the age of Mukami Kimathi. Mukami Kimathi was around, I think, 101 years, 101 years. If I'm right, maybe you can correct me. But what we are saying is that there are many Mukami Kimathis. There are many Kimathis in our country. But Kenya Kwanza is not recognizing them in any way. Kenya Kwanza has no time for freedom fighters. Kenya Kwanza, indeed, has no respect for this kind of people. Just as I've said, the way they have been attacking women. Again, I don't know whether in your village you know of any man or woman who is suffering in your village, and the government is not even bothered. It is not bothered. And the government is busy eating the cake that we got by blood and sweat. Without these the people fighting for liberation, I don't know where this country would be. Kwa hivyo wakati ambapo tunaona watu kama Dedi Nyoro, kama Kimani Ichung'wah, kama Gachagua akijita vijana wa Maumau, this is ridiculous if you ask me, because you see, kama wangekuwa watoto wa Maumau, basi wangeheshimu watu kama hawa, wangeheshimu wazee wetu, wangeheshimu watu ambao wamechagia pakubwa sana. And I think it took Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta to take Mukami from Jabini and construct her a home, or don't know whether it was construction or buying a home in Nairobi. Because for those of you who are familiar with Jabini, Jabini is one of the coldest places in Kenya. It is in Nyandarua County, about 100 kilometers or 110 kilometers from Nairobi. But the place is damn cold. But the successive government did not even bother that a woman with this kind of age would find it very, very difficult to live in such a cold place. Allowed the mountain, allowed the Aberdares, because just next to her home was the Aberdare Ranges. It was very, very much disturbing. Again, when we know that this government is not doing anything, successive government did nothing. When we know that even some of the people who are being punished by this government, people like Raila Amolo Odinga, when we know that it is their fathers who fought for this country, it is them who fought for the second liberation, when we know very well that Kenya Kwanza is, or the current government, the current regime, is constituted of people who did not fight for anything in this country. I am sure that William Samoei Ruto has never fought for democracy in this country. I'm sure that Gachagua was very much involved in Arap Moi's reign, the reign of terror. The guys who are punishing people. Na sasa ukiangalia utaona kwamba hawa ndio sasa ambao wanatarajiwa kuwa katika mstari wa mbele katika kuyapaya mazishi, kuongoza rabi, kilio ambacho it's not genuine, if you ask me. I strongly believe that Mukami Kimathi was an epitome of a brave woman. She was an epitome of the power, the strength of a woman, because she was involved in feeding the fighters, Mau fighters. She could go to the forest, feed them, and I think she had also the rank, and she was respected by the people who are there. But for 67 years, this woman was left in the hands of the government, but nobody cared about her. Nobody cared about her. The government did not care about her for 67 years, since Dedan Kimathi left her on the planet Earth with several daughters and 2 sons. They have been there. Serikali ikiwa tu pale inaangalia. She is a symbol of Kenya Kwanza's neglect and betrayal. Because if you ask me, William Samoei Ruto's government is betraying Kenyans, is betraying the freedom fighters, is betraying the liberators of second liberations. Is a ruthless government. Kenya Kwanza did nothing for the 8 months it has been in office. It has done nothing as far as the liberators of these countries are concerned. Indeed, serikali watesa kusema kweli. It has punished these people. Serikali isiyojali, serikali isiyo na utu, serikali ambayo ni ya watu ambao it is a weakness to be a liberator. It is a weakness to fight for freedom. Even when Raila Amolo Odinga is fighting, is telling them that we should do like this and this. Because it's a government that was found on fraud. It's a government that doesn't know the pain of freedom. Basi unaona vile ambavyo hata wananchi wenyewe wanateswa. Angalia vile ambavyo walikuwa wanacharazwa kwa maji. Walikuwa wananyunyiziwa maji kama mimea kule wakati wa maandamano. Remember, Moses Kuria is one person who can say anything irrespective of the people who are there. Sometimes when I listen to the kind of words he says in public, I remember our Mukamis, our grandmothers. I remember this kind of people. What are they saying when they are hearing their sons or their grandsons uttering such words? I don't know. Because wakati wa mazishi, you see the government troops running there to bury Mukami. And it is very, very unfortunate that she has died without knowing the exact place, without the government identify the grave of her husband. There was an attempt by Mwai Kibaki, but it failed. But we know Kibaki was dogged by many challenges, including health, and the economy had gone to the dogs. So we can excuse Mwai Kibaki, and tunaona kwamba alijaribu kabisa. But when you look at William Samoei Ruto's government, I think they will do to the Kimathis and this nation is to identify the real grave of Field Marshal Dedan Kimathi Waciuri before the woman, before her wife, before his wife is laid to rest. I don't know what you think, but if you ask me, I think Kenya Kwanza government does not recognize our heroes and heroines. I don't know the kind of speech William Samoei Ruto will give on Mashujaa Day. I don't know whether he's going to parade them in the Uhuru Park and reward them, because they need to be rewarded. Some of them as coaches don't have mashaba. Hawana chochote, na ndio walikuwa wanapigania mashaba, ndio walikuwa wanamfukuza mzungu ambaye alikuwa amekuja na kuna yao. I don't know what William Samoei Ruto has for the liberators. I don't know what the government is doing to help, to assist those who have been left behind, because there are many. So, remember to like this video and fare thee well, our mother, our matriarch, our grandmother. Fare thee well. Salimia Dedan Kimathi. Bye-bye.